In the superhero universe, there are villains, supervillains, and then there's the Joker. A cackling, terrifying criminal masquerading as a clown. He wreaks havoc with a single goal in mind: watching the world burn. And this has never been more evident than in The Dark Knight. The Joker's dastardly evil nature dominates the film as he terrorizes Gotham City, pushing Batman to the brink and completely breaking the city's new knight in shining armor, Harvey Dent. The sheer scope of his criminality throughout is almost impossible to quantify, but in today's video, we'll attempt to do just that. The goal? To see how much time and money the Joker would be on the hook for if he were punished for his myriad of crimes, from murder by pencil to blowing up a hospital. Strap in. This is going to be one of our most challenging breakdowns yet. The film opens with the Joker leading a squad of masked clowns in a robbery of a mob bank, a federal crime that carries a hefty fine of $250,000. It's also punishable by up to 20 years in federal prison, which is escalated to life if anyone is killed during the commission of the robbery. And they are, at the Joker's behest, to prevent having to share the loot between too many co-conspirators, and also to prevent the bank manager from interfering with their plans. And again, to reduce the number of shares to be paid out. Oh, 2 more times for good measure. And the Joker is finally ready to make his escape, which he does in a stolen school bus, disappearing with a $68 million haul into the streets of Gotham. Now, as you can see from this violent opening scene, the Joker's crimes come fast and furious. He's already amassed 6 life sentences, plus 10 years and $500,000 in fines. We're going to keep this total running throughout to see just how severe a punishment he'll be facing at film's end. And given all the charges he's racked up after 6 minutes of screen time, it's bound to be significant. Meanwhile, in Gotham, Batman and new District Attorney Harvey Dent are working to make life miserable for the organized crime bosses that have heretofore enjoyed free reign within the city. Dent and Commissioner Gordon are working to put the squeeze on the mob's finances, while Batman lurks in the shadows at night, making the streets very unsafe for Gotham's unsavory criminal elements. This sets the stage for the Joker to forge an alliance with the crime bosses in a fight against Batman, albeit a very unlikely one, given he just stole tens of millions of dollars from them. The mob is understandably not too happy with the Joker when he arrives at one of their clandestine meetings. A henchman is dispatched, ostensibly to teach him a lesson, which the Joker was clearly expecting. He smashes a pencil through his eye, earning him yet another felony murder charge and another life sentence. Having gotten the mobsters' grudging attention, he proposes a very simple solution to their shared problem: killing Batman. While a good plan, it's also a felonious one. Courts don't look too kindly on conspiring to commit murder. Another life sentence incoming. Now, not everyone is on board with this proposed partnership, though, which causes the Joker to put an end to the meeting by revealing a cache of rigged grenades. Possession of a grenade, a destructive device in courtroom parlance, is yet another felony charge, punishable by 10 years in prison. The Joker's crimes are quite varied and numerous. To this point, he's amassed 8 life sentences, plus 20 years in federal prison, and a whopping $500,000 in fines. As Batman chases the mob's money launderer Lau to Hong Kong, the Joker shows how he deals with threats made to his life. He plays dead to gain entrance to mobster Gamble's hideout, and quickly dispatches Gamble with his signature blade before letting the deceased mobster's henchmen know there's room on his expanding team, but only one spot. The 3 are left to battle it out, meaning the Joker will face 3 murder charges for his incursion on Gamble's territory. Batman easily apprehends Lau in Hong Kong and returns stateside, depositing the financier safely into the hands of Gotham PD. With the key witness safely behind bars, Dent, Gordon and company are ready to finally eliminate organized crime within the city. But the Joker has other ideas. He kills one of Gotham's vigilante Batman impersonators and slams him into a skyscraper, shortly before sending a video of him tormenting the captive to the local news that includes a terrifying ultimatum. He'll kill every day until Batman takes off his mask and reveals his true identity. Meanwhile, at Wayne Manor, Bruce holds a fundraiser to ensure Dent, Gotham's new knight in shining armor, maintains control of the DA office for the foreseeable future. But it's about to veer horribly off script. Gordon gets word that the Joker playing card pinned to the dead Batman impersonator's body contained 3 separate sets of DNA: Judge Cirillo, Police Commissioner Loeb, and Dent. It's a coded message from the Joker that constitutes another terroristic threat. These 3 figures are next on the Joker's hit list. Gordon races to protect the threatened figures, but he's too late. Commissioner Loeb takes a sip from a poisoned bottle of scotch and perishes on the floor of his office, while Judge Cirillo is blown sky high by a bomb placed in the police cruiser that was supposed to whisk her to safety. With 2 of 3 victims eliminated, the Joker sets his sights on Dent and Wayne Manor. He breaks into the fundraiser in search of Dent, adding a felony breaking and entering charge to his laundry list of crimes, along with 3 counts of felony assault with a deadly weapon, earned for threatening an elderly partygoer, Rachel, and finally attacking Batman himself. There's also an attempted voluntary manslaughter charge for tossing Rachel from the roof. The Joker and his cronies flee as Batman saves Rachel, but their war is far from over. As the city prepares to mourn the death of Loeb and Cirillo, the Joker sets his sights on a new target, the mayor. He outlines the plot in the obituary column of the Gotham Times in another effort to terrorize the city and its masked guardian into acquiescing to his demands, setting the stage for another violent showdown. Wayne follows the Joker's clue to an apartment overlooking the police parade route, where he discovers the Joker's latest crime. He's kidnapped 7 police officers and stolen their weapons. While by the Joker standards, this is relatively minor, it carries some of the most severe penalties yet. With 7 more life sentences for kidnapping, 35 years for firearm theft, and an additional $35,000 in fines, the Joker's total debt to society is an astronomical 21 life sentences, plus 165 years in prison and $580,000 in fines, and it's only increasing. Having successfully disguised himself as one of the kidnapped officers, the Joker is within striking distance of the mayor and uses the 21 gun salute as an opportunity to make good on his promise to kill him. Gordon realizes just in time, tackling the mayor as the parade descends into chaos. Dent confronts one of the Joker's co-conspirators and realizes the clown has his sights set on a new target, Rachel Dawes. Determined to put an end to the Joker's reign of terror, Dent holds a press conference where he falsely confesses to being Batman. He's apprehended and taken into police custody, setting the stage for a high-stakes transfer to Central Holding. That the Joker is determined to reroute. He murders a police officer as part of this plan, then sets a fire truck ablaze to impede the convoy's path, funneling it and Dent beneath ground and directly into his crosshairs. He repeatedly fires on the truck carrying Dent in an effort to make do on his threat to kill the DA. And when that fails, he takes a grenade launcher to one of the police escorts, blasting it out of the way to give him a cleaner shot at Dent. At the Joker's behest, his henchmen snare a police helicopter, sending its occupants pummeling to their death, before turning his attention to Batman, who he assaults and is preparing to kill when Gordon shows up just in the nick of time. The Joker is taken into custody. Dent reveals that he was only pretending to be Batman to lure the Joker into the open, and everything appears to finally be under control. Except Dent and his girlfriend promptly disappear, having been kidnapped at the Joker's orders by corrupt cops. He cackles as he reveals their locations to Batman, along with a troubling bit of information. There's only enough time to save one of the 2 from certain death. As Batman and Gordon race to save the 2, the Joker taunts the officer left guarding him into a confrontation, which predictably goes very poorly for the officer. He's held at knife point as the Joker makes his demand. A phone call. The call triggers an explosive device he deviously rigged inside an inmate's stomach, blowing up the unfortunate convict and a score of officers to pieces. It's not the only explosion to occur. Gordon and Batman arrive in time to rescue Dent, but Rachel perishes in the conflagration, earning the Joker another murder charge, along with attempted voluntary manslaughter for the attack on Gotham's DA. As Batman grieves, the Joker escapes in a stolen police cruiser. Gotham is once again at his mercy. At the Joker's hideaway, he makes this abundantly clear. He torches his half of the stolen mob money with Lau sitting atop it, killing him before having the mobster's goons turn their knives on him, fulfilling his chilling testament that Gotham is his city now. As the cash and Lau burn, the Joker calls into Gotham's news station, interrupting quisling Coleman Reese's appearance, where the former Wayne Enterprises employee was set to reveal Batman's true identity. He puts a bounty on Reese's head. If the lawyer isn't dead in an hour, the Joker will blow up a hospital. A self-proclaimed man of his word, this is no idle threat. As Reese is whisked to safety, the Joker enters the hospital ward Dent is recuperating in, killing an officer before driving Dent to the brink of madness, before following through on his promise and blowing Gotham General to bits. Thanks to Gordon's efforts, the hospital was vacated before the blast, but 50 of the evacuees are unaccounted for. Their whereabouts, however, are soon revealed by a video the Joker provides to the local news. The busload is being held hostage by the Joker, who again reiterates that by nightfall, Gotham is his city, and anyone left within it will have to play by his rules. With the city in full-blown panic, preparations are made to evacuate inhabitants by boat. Meanwhile, Dent's descent into madness reaches a fever pitch as he hunts the crooked cops and mobsters responsible for Rachel's death, killing any unlucky enough to pick the wrong side of his signature coin. The city's White Knight has been brought to his knees. He's become Two-Face. The two ferries stop working simultaneously, and upon closer inspection, it's obvious why. The Joker has hijacked each, rigged them with explosives, and left detonators on board each boat. He announces his goal over loudspeaker. It's a twisted social experiment, where each respective boat controls the other's fate. Passengers have an hour to decide to kill their counterparts. If the hour goes by without them doing so, the Joker will blow up both. Batman and Gordon trace the Joker to a skyscraper, where he's positioned himself to get the best view of the events about to unfold in the harbor. The Joker pins Batman and waits for the boats to explode, but is ultimately disappointed. Humanity prevails, and neither group depresses their detonators. The Joker then attempts to take matters into his own hands, but Batman foils this plan too, leaving him dangling from the skyscraper, cackling into the Gotham night. His work isn't done though. The vengeful Two-Face has kidnapped Gordon's family and is forcing him to watch as his coin decides their fate. As he holds a gun to Gordon's son, Batman swoops in, knocking Two-Face to his death and rescuing the boy. He and Gordon decide to hide Dent's true nature from the public to prevent the Joker from succeeding in his goal of tarnishing the DA's sterling legacy. At film's end, the Joker is incarcerated and on the hook for an absolutely astounding number of criminal charges, ranging from trespass to murder and seemingly everything in between. Were he to be tried for all of them, he'd be facing 90 life sentences, plus 300 years plus 30 days in prison, $1,115,500 in fees. Is this ridiculous figure punishment enough for the Joker's crimes? Or does his flagrant disregard for human life and unrepentant criminality warrant an even stiffer sentence? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more detailed analysis of the big screen's biggest criminals. Failure to like, share, and subscribe is punishable by a fine of $10,000 and up to 10 years in prison.